Hello, are we working? Everything seems to be working for once, as opposed to the last couple times I've streamed. Can y'all hear the game? Because I think I finally solved my problem. If it's working. Well, hello, Jose. Sorry you gotta leave us, but hope you enjoy the video later. And welcome to Lobsel, Daniel, Johan, Paul, Twin Tails, Jeff. Hello, hello. Checking your add-ons, verifying, blah, 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 blah. Oh yeah, this is the first time I've played this on this console. Oops. This is the first time I've played this since, like, it came out, I think. Let's see what audio looks like. Yes, y'all can hear it? Ooh, Japanese voice option. Probably won't do that this time, but that might be fun for the future. Virgil is now available for purchase. Pretty sure, don't I already have him? Didn't I get the ultimate fancy version of this? Yeah, okay, I consent. Yes. I spent money on this. I consent. This isn't a blind playthrough. I've played it. I've beaten it, but I've not done it on stream before. It's been a minute. Also, it doesn't seem like my solution's working. Y'all can hear it, but I can't. I thought this would work. I want to hear my game. What happens if I do this? Yeah, that turns it off. So either y'all can hear it or I can hear it. No. Oh well. Oh good, it unfroze. Okay, everything froze for a second. I was like, uh-oh. It didn't like me plugging in my audio jack. Oh well. Whoa. Why is the chat so big? Hello. I forgot we had this problem last time where the chat was broken, and now it's huge. Let's see if it'll let me... Okay, yes, it will let me fix it this time. Refresh. Come on, chat. Be normal, chat. Come on. Why is it so big? What is happening? Okay. Okay, let's see what's happening. Text size... That seems... source, automagic. Blocking... What does blocking do? Oh, that. Block list. I don't know how to fix this. Why is it so big? Oh my god. I don't know what's happening. Okay. That's kind of well, no, that just makes it all blurry. Why aren't you just working? You worked before. I don't understand. Oh well, I guess that's something else I'm gonna have to mess with. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why streaming hates me so bad. Oh well, whatever. It's kind of sort of working. I have no audio, and you guys are huge, but that's okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Devil May Cry 5. We are going to be taking a journey through Blake today. We are going to play the game. We won't beat it. It's probably going to take us at least 2 streams, maybe longer if I'm bad at it. But we're going to start and discuss William Blake, the poet who heavily inspired basically this entire game. It's kind of amazing. We're going to read his poems when they become relevant, and I'm going to spend a little time here talking about his history as we get started. I'm going to jump over to where... Go. Are you working? You are going. Good. God, the chat box is ugly. I kind of just want to turn it off. Why does it look like that? Okay. Let's look at a picture of... pretty art. William Blake was an English poet, artist, and a printmaker, which we'll talk about what that was once I find where I put my files at. Be very good if I was organized one day. He was not famous or really known at all in his lifetime. We'll show this one. This one's pretty. There's a picture. He was actually known as a madman. People legitimately thought he was like mad out of his mind. Let me pull up my notes. He was born in 1757, died in 1827. So of that era of time, around the beginnings of, he was around for the beginnings of the Gothic era, the Romantic era, which were both pretty influential in English and European literature. But he himself was never really part of any school of literature. He kind of never really fit. To this day, it's kind of hard to really say what he is exactly because his work is so unique. He made most of his, well, he was never a rich man. He was never a successful artist or writer really during his lifetime. Like, he was kind of known, but like a lot of his stuff was just shared with his friends, not officially published. Some of his stuff was published after he died. He had a very, we'll call it revolutionary. For his time, his thoughts were so out there that it was like he was not, he was beyond revolutionary. He was a very, very pious Christian, but he did not believe in organized religion. He was against the Church of England. He was against organized religion of all kinds, and wrote heavily about the evils of government and religion, organized religion, in his works. He did not think that government should be involved in things like marriage and the way that laws kind of restrict personal freedoms. He was heavily against that. He was kind of a proto-feminist. This is before like the rise of the term, but he was friends with Mary, well, not really friends, but he worked in the same circles as Mary Wollstonecraft, who was Mary Shelley's mom, that wrote a lot of feminist things. He was before the kind of the free love movement, which believed that you should be able to like do what you want, like no marriage, you have concubines, have sex partners, have orgies, have whatever you want. He was kind of ahead of his time there. He defended the rights of women. He did not think that enforced chastity was a cool thing, which basically, like, you know, never being allowed to have sex, which various, you know, groups and religious things would say was the right way to be. And he was heavily influenced by Dante Alighieri and John Milton, who is behind Paradise Lost, and wrote the whole poem about Lucifer and hell. Very influential things on his work. He was a big fan of Dante, but also not a big fan of Dante, because he, like many Christians, was heavily inspired by his work and his beautiful poetry. Didn't always agree with Dante religiously. He didn't like the idea that the underworld was a place of punishment and that sinners go to these hells marked out for them. Essentially, he saw it as it made the world appear as if it was made for God's tyrannical purposes. In other words, we only exist so that we may be punished according to, like, what we've done. Essentially, that we were made to be free, and then, oh, we do things, and now we're going to be punished for them for eternity. He saw that as kind of fucked up. But he did also agree with the kind of the way that Dante writes about materialism and the corruption of power. He used that in his stuff. He spent a lot of his artistic time working on works for, he drew some things of Milton's, he wrote some stuff about Milton, he drew a bunch of stuff for Dante's, specifically died drawing it. In his last years of life, he was working, somebody had commissioned him to draw for the Inferno. It's said that he spent his last shillings on pencils for the drawings he was working on, and he was drawing them in his deathbed. He was just, you should look at these pictures, because they're all very beautiful, very haunting, like watercolor pictures, and a lot of the stuff I used in my Dante's Inferno video came from him. He was married most of his life to a woman named Catherine, had, as far as we can tell, a very loving marriage. He taught her to read and write and to engrave, which was one of his artistic things he did, and she worked with him on his artworks and helped sell them for his entire life. They had a great relationship. He did not see God as a Lord outside of us, but a divinity within us. He saw that Christian religion was a tool that encouraged the suppression of natural desires and discouraged earthly joy, which was something that he disagreed with heavily. So that is the background of this very, very interesting man whose poems and whose mythology, which we'll get into more later, inspired Devil May Cry 5. Because Blake he wrote his own kind of mythology in the his kind of like Tolkien. You know, Tolkien creates the Silmarillion and Lord of the Rings and all this mythology. He did the same thing with his own works, inspired by Christian tradition, kind of almost parodying it, sort of. We'll get to it. He is a cool dude. I remember my college professor. Can I not start from the beginning? Can I delete my save, maybe? Because apparently I actually started this game one time. He's a fascinating man. I didn't talk about it. I forgot to mention that he kind of invented his own style of artistic expression. He was an etcher, which would be like you'd etch into metal and then like burn the metal onto something. Like it was kind of making pictures out of metal. But he did it in a different way. He would write his poems or burn the poems onto the metal backwards with a acid-treated kind of material, and then use acid on the metal to burn away the outside and leave only what he'd drawn in reverse, which sounds wild. Like, I have a hard time even picturing. I got to see some of the pictures in school, but I mean, the guy was incredibly creative, and he was possibly... I mean, he believed he saw visions of angels and things. You know, whether or not you want to say, oh, well, he must have had some kind of mental disorder that would lead to the kind of experiences, or maybe he did have something, or, you know, who knows? We don't know the entirety of the world, but he saw angels. His experience was that he saw things. I think epilepsy might have been one of the ones they theorized he could have had. We don't know. But fascinating guy. Fascinating. Especially because his literature really doesn't, like, match up with anything in the world. Like, there's nothing else like him, really. He's a genre of his own. I am going to see if I can't... How do you delete save files? Save data. Upload... Oh, I know how to delete save. William Blake. That is the man's name, William Blake. If I go over to settings and data, where's my system? No, where's my data? I'm having to remember how things work. Devices, no. Where is data? Maybe it is under system? I'm gonna have to Google this shit. Where do I find where I have all my shit? Application, save data, management? Yes, okay, fine. Close the application. Go to storage. There's storage. Here we go, thank you. Alright, come on, calculate. Thank you. Where's save data? Delete the data. I just want that one, thank you. I don't have my original save where I beat the game anyway, so we're gonna go back and start it over. Ta-da! God, I'm sorry. I'm gonna turn the chat off. It's just so ugly. I don't know why it's doing that. It was fine. It was fine like a week ago. No, well. I'm so excited. This is like one of my favorite games of all time. And I've only beaten it once. Oh, it's just so good. I still remember I played it with a friend the, like, week it came out, and we, like, charged through it all in one night because I was obsessed. One second. Ow. Oh, and I forgot, I'm wearing my Devil May Cry shirt. There we go. It's my boy. Now, let us begin. Verifying information. I'm Virgilifying the information. Yeah, I can still see y'all. It's just not recorded into the video, which is whatever. Unfortunate. Oh, I got a login bonus. Yay. I don't need to purchase Virgil. I own him already. Okay. Screen is fine. The screen is fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Spoiler filter? Oh. No thanks. I mean, yeah, I probably will need a tutorial, let's be real. Should I play this on hard? You know what? I should be brave. I should be brave and proud and play this game. The hard way. Oh god, this may be a mistake. Okay. Hey, Sapphire, just started playing this last night. Nice. What did you miss? Nothing much. I talked a bit about William Blake, the poet, who we are going to be discussing the works of today. We will get back to him almost in like a minute, I think, because the very first poem is in the opening of the game. I remember that. Where was Poison Tree? Poison Tree, Poison Tree. Oh, here it is. My boy! Ugh, and the friggin' feathers and the... I swear, if this boy don't turn out to be, like, half angel... Nero Dante V, unleash Virgil. Not just play as Virgil, unleash him. Dorks. Alright, if I remember right, the prologue literally opens up with the first poem. Let me know if the game is too loud. Let me pull up that so I can keep an eye on it. Alright, I might as well start reading this poem while we're waiting for it to load. A poison tree. I was angry with my friend. I told my wrath did end. I was angry with my foe. I told it not. My wrath did grow. And I watered it in fears, night and morning with my tears. And I sunned it with smiles. Can I pause this? Am I able to pause this? There we go. And I sunned it with smiles, and with soft deceitful wiles. And it grew both day and night, till it bore an apple bright. And my foe beheld it shine, and he knew that it was mine. And into my garden stole, when the night had veiled the pole. In the morning glad I see my foe outstretched beneath the tree. And let me switch over real quick so I can show y'all the accompanying image. A poison tree reflects the era it was written in. It was written when the French Revolution was happening. It was a time, like a 10-year period in which, oh man, it's just going to bring it back. Across the ocean, across the way, England was watching as France imploded. And it wasn't just that they overthrew the monarchy and everything. It was that entire mobs of angry people were like, you know, murdering everyone and chopping heads off. And it was atrocious. Like, all these people who at the start felt like, yes, revolution, down with monarchy, life is great. Like, they were really hopeful things were going to turn out great for everyone, and they did not. And so a lot of these writers were really disappointed, you know, let down by humanity and things being so bad. A poison tree is about the idea that if you repress your anger, it's just going to get worse and lead to horrible consequences. You have to express it, not repress it. Again, he's writing against English societal expectations, which expects you to be very composed and very keep your emotions to yourself and not to, you know, over express yourself. And he's writing this saying, you know, you if you feel anger towards your friend and you're repressing it, it's just going to grow and grow and grow into this poison that's going to destroy your friendship. Because at the end of the story, it says that his friend stole into his garden and ate the fruit of the tree and he died. He also uses the tree imagery all the time because it's frickin' Adam and Eve, fallen state of humanity because they ate the apple of the tree. He uses that idea constantly. And that's definitely what's going on here. It was originally titled Christian Forbearance, which means Christian, what do you call forbearance, being like, oh man, it skips it! What? Oh, fine. So apparently that doesn't pause cutscenes. I'll have to experiment and see how that... Let's jump back over here. So we missed the first cutscene. Retry mission. That's what we're gonna do. It'll show us the cutscene. That's stupid. It should pause it. But yeah, he uses tree stuff all the time. Hello, Kareem and folks. Thanks for joining us. Let's try this again. So yeah, this whole game is about a poison tree that grows a poison fruit, and it comes from the repressed anger and suffering that has not been expressed. Well, thank you. Have a good one, too. Like, this is, you know... Oh, if only Virgil hadn't had his repressed feelings, wouldn't have grown a poison tree. But that's the whole point of Nero, isn't it? To be like, hey, stupid. Hey, dingbats. Talk to each other. Express your feelings, idiots. Express your feelings in ways that don't involve stabbing each other, stupids. The tree represents the tree in the Garden of Evil. It represents, you know, the fall of man, which in traditional Christian storytelling is bad, because it means that we've sinned and we've fallen from grace. For Blake, it was not it was not an evil. Because he sees things a little differently. He sees it as kind of a necessity. Kind of, you know, life has to have goods and bads, up and downs, so we wouldn't even be alive if we hadn't had that rebellion kind of thing. You know? My boy. My dirty grandpa boy. And my grumpy son. I need to turn on captions.
You should not underestimate this demon.
My other boy! My goth nerd! Everyone's here!
And gained a great deal of power from it. I'm leaving.
We're also going to be talking about spoilers throughout, so if you haven't played this game and you don't want to be spoiled, you might want to go, but man. Knowing... Oh, it's great.
You're an interesting guy, but you're right.
Yes! If V wasn't basically the embodiment of vulnerability, he would have continued on the path of suppressing himself. But that's the thing, like, he kind of, by force of, you know, splitting himself that way was a mistake, but it was the mistake that led to his salvation. So in that same kind of Blake way, the fall was necessary. You know? Because his humanity wouldn't have had the chance for reflection and realization if it had continued to be repressed the way it was, you know? So yeah, V is Virgil. That's the whole twist. That's the whole thing there. I love what I think is hilarious. I read a story the other night talking about how V almost certainly totally thinks throughout this whole game that Nero is Dante's son. Which hadn't occurred to me before, but you know he definitely probably does. And you know, I think Nero might assume the same thing. I mean, Nero's not an idiot. In Devil May Cry 4, the Pope says you're the blood of Sparta, and then Dante says the sword has to stay in the family and gives the sword to Nero. I think he probably assumes Dante's his dad and is just too emotionally repressed to talk about it. Family trait. And then, of course, the twist is that it's actually Virgil. Because I've seen some folks online talk about how it's kind of stupid that Nero's surprised, and I'm like, I don't think he's surprised at that. I think he's surprised of who. That it's not Dante. Oh man, now I have to learn how to play another Devil May Cry game. Oh god, what have I done? I'm playing it on normal. What a mistake. What a foolish mistake. Yeah, I can lock onto enemies and hit them. Okay. Alright, we got this. I wish I had my grabby arm thing. Is this lagging? Oh man. He had the right idea of not repressing emotions, but it's a bit complicated when it becomes negative or explosive. That is true, and is something that he explores in some of his later works. I mean, this guy was writing for like his whole life, and there's a very fascinating evolution of those things that we will talk about. Some of his early works were called Songs of Innocence, and then later he came on like 5 years and wrote Songs of Experience, and a lot of them were paired together, and he ended up publishing them once again as Songs of Innocence and Experience, the Contrary Human Natures, or something to that effect. And a lot of what V quotes are from the Innocence and Experience, the Contrary Human Natures. R1 back. Okay. Hold square. Yeah, my number of special moves. High roller. R1 back and triangle. Okay, I think I already know that one. Yeah, that's the one where I do that. Nice. Alright, where are you, buddy? Man, this game has a lot of bugs.
Hey, thought you took off.
Do you not understand? We cannot hope to do this without you.
Yeah! I love that Griffin is so nice to Nero and so mean to Dante. It's so cute. I wonder if a part of like the pets knew, like, that's our boy. I wonder. It's so cute. And I saw that picture. I saw a picture on Twitter today somebody drew, because the Visions of V comic about his experiences just recently was finished translating, and oh man, the ending is really, really great. And somebody posted a picture of how at the end of the comic, V basically is talking about how Virgil wished he could have been protected too as a kid, because he, you know, was like 8 years old fighting demons on his own. And then it shows a picture of V being protected by Nero, because Nero helps him in this game, and he's like, oh my god, it is! Nero's protecting him. Oh, my feelings. My heart is full. Ugh, Nero's saving this stupid family. He's only got one arm, but he's carrying this whole family.
Hold on, Dante.
Is lagging still an issue, y'all? Let me know, because I can... Let's see. Yeah, we're just gonna turn that off.
Looks like this won't be a total waste of time after all. Hey, jackass! Did your mother ever teach you it's not nice to steal? Sorry, Dante. I'm back in this bitch.
Pulls the same move he did in the 4th game. Okay, I am not gonna win this fight. I know you can actually win it and get like a special ending to the game, but that's a bad ending because it's ending with Virgil just dying. And also it's like impossible. Because this motherfucker has lasers. And time? Okay, I think he just dilated time. Yeah, I may as well just let this fool murder me, I guess. Yeah, just murder me, please. No. Murder me, fool. Murder me. Murder. Yep, I'm dead now.
too.
Grandpa's still got some kick. Oh, wow, that's cool. I didn't see the way the wings flip around. God, their devil trigger forms are so awesome.
Get her out of here! This is a bad move! I can still fight! Go! You're just dead weight! Back up!
He's trying to protect you, kid. He's just doing it in a douchebag way. Because Dante doesn't know how to be sincere. He cares, Nero. That's why he's a dickhead.
Stop hitting yourself and think of ways to get stronger and actually help. If Dante loses, you're all they can defeat Urizen.
Is that what you call him?
Yes. Urizen, the Demon King. That's the name of the demon that took your arm.
He has a lot of eyeballs. God, this game looks so good. Holy cow. What is happening?